What is up, guys, and Happy New Year. I hope that all you had a safe and fun...
Happy New Year! You're already 2 weeks late doing this video.
Yes, I know, but it's part of the video. It's just an intro, man. Like, just calm down, you know. It's the very first video of the year, so...
Yeah, but don't you even know the rules about YouTube? When it comes, most YouTubers, when it's the very beginning of the year, they do their most anticipated films right at the beginning. So why can't you just do just everybody else?
I'm trying to get this right, okay?
Well, obviously this is not how it works, Shani, but you have to do this right. And honestly, I don't think anybody's gonna watch your videos because you just been delayed so many times.
So yeah, pretty much a lot has changed within, like, since 2021. And you can obviously tell in the back right now, I got new different posters. I'm sitting on a chair this time with a table so I can actually posture right. Because last time you guys saw me on camera, I was literally on the bed. And that was how originally I was going to do the videos. But to be honest, it was actually very uncomfortable. So it's a brand new year, which also means brand new setup, brand new equipment, and brand new movies to talk about. So anyways, let's continue on with the most top 10 anticipated films of 2022. But I actually do want to clarify something. I know last year I did the most top 10 anticipated films of 2021, but it was unorganized. It was not really like a top 10 per se because I didn't really actually rank them. I just pretty much just threw them out there. So I'm thinking like, you know what? It's a brand new year. I want to do it differently. I actually went through my phone right now and actually legit went through every single film that's coming out in 2022. Well, most of them. And I actually tried to do a ranking, which that was actually one of the hardest things I ever had to do. But just to clarify with everybody, this is just my personal opinion, so your top 10 most anticipated films are not going to be the same as mine, and also all films are subjective, and who knows, some of these films may or may not come out this year due to the fact that we have living in a pandemic, and also the fact that, well, the cinema business has been going up and down, so we don't know if films are going to get delayed, or they're going to get pushed back, or if they're just going to just be canceled in general, so... And also the fact that, look, 2022 is pretty piled up, and there's a lot of movies I'm looking at, like, most anticipated to. So it was very tough to do the top 10, per se, but, you know, everybody does top 10. So I'm like, why don't I do top 10? Because it's got to be the top 10. So I do have some honorable mentions in this film that I am going to talk about, like, at least 5 movies at least, because, you know, there's just so many movies that I'm looking forward to, but, you know, it is what it is. So coming at number 1 for honorable mentions, we are talking about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It should be up there, I know, but it's just that there's just like so many other films I'm looking forward to. But I actually do love Aquaman, and I do love the first movie, so I really do hope to see what James Wan is able to pull off. Well, I think it'd be better than the first film. I don't know, because there's not much to know about the story, and also there's no new villains that they have mentioned, so just gotta carry on with that. Second honorable mention, Thor: Love and Thunder. I know, it's an MCU movie, we get it. All MCU movies should be in the top 10, but it's just that I'm just not looking very forward to Thor as much as all these other films. And also, I love Taika Waititi. He's funny. He did a great job with Thor Ragnarok, and I'm actually curious to see how they're gonna pull off the whole Natalie Portman being the female version of Thor, and we can't even have Christian Bale. Now, coming at honorable mention numero 3 is Uncharted. I know this is kind of an iffy film for me, at least for my opinion, because don't get me wrong, I love the Uncharted franchise. It's probably my favorite video game of all time in terms of the PlayStation. But I've never been a big fan of the whole idea of Tom Holland playing Nathan Drake. I just think he's too young. I mean, don't get me wrong, if he was older, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but it's just, he has too much of a baby face, and that's just my only grief about it. I mean, maybe the movie's gonna be good, maybe it's not gonna be good, but, you know, it's kind of from the same director of Zombieland and Venom, so that's why I, you know, have my little fingers crossed around that part. Coming at honorable mention number 4 is Black Adam. Man, what the... Why am I putting all these in the honorable mentions? They should also be in top 10. Damn it. Oh my god. What the heck? That's how you know you have better films coming out in 2022 when these had to be in honorable mentions. I was like, I know Black Adam, and I read him in the comics. He's a badass, and Dwayne Johnson, he fits that character very well. And the fact that he's been cast in that role for like since like 2014, 2016. It's been a long time, but now we're actually finally getting it, and hopefully we'll get some answers to see, and I actually want to know when that trailer's coming out. And Black Adam, don't disappoint me, okay? Don't disappoint. And coming at number 5 is the sexy vampire that's probably even going to be better than Twilight, Morbius. I know this movie would have been in my top 10. I've actually been looking forward to it. The trailers look pretty cool. I think Jared Leto is perfect as Morbius, and I love the character design. But the thing is, it just keeps getting delayed, and we have no actual particular reason. It's just, it went from, we were supposed to get it today in January, but now they moved it to April Fool's. No, seriously, it's not a joke, but apparently it was moved to April 1st, so we just have to just wait and see what happens. I mean, I've heard some rumors saying that they were trying to add Andrew Garfield Spider-Man or maybe Tom Holland Spider-Man. We don't actually know for sure what's going on, but that's just pretty much all I got to say about those films. So yeah, here are your honorable mentions, and toss them to the side. All right, now let's continue with the official top 10 most anticipated films of 2022. So coming in at number 10 is Jurassic World Dominion. I've been a Jurassic Park fan all my life since maybe since I was like 3 years old, and this would have been higher had Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom not sucked. The only reason why I'm actually looking very forward to this movie is because it's coming back with Colin Trevorrow, which I thought he did a decent job with the first Jurassic World. And they also uploaded a prologue that was written and directed by him, and I thought it looked very good. And I was like, I wasn't going to put this in my top 10, but once I saw that prologue, I was like, okay, you have my attention. I actually want to see this movie now, and also considering the fact that we have some of the original cast from Jurassic Park coming back. I know that's probably going to be used for nostalgic purposes, but I was like, please just use them right. Like, I know we're going to have nostalgia, but don't just throw them in there and just shove them in there and just think like, oh, here we are. You should come because we're having a good time and nostalgia. No. You're not Star Wars Episode 9. So please try to be different. So coming in at number 9, we have Babylon, written and directed by Damien Chazelle, starring Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie. Now, I don't really know much about this film. I'm just looking up as it is right now. It has to do something as a periodic drama film, and that's all I really much know about the film. But when it comes to Damien Chazelle, you know, he never really disappoints. Like, I adore Whiplash. That is one of my top 10 favorite dramas of all time, and I'm not a big fan of La La Land, and I thought First Man was good, and he's pretty much been in the Oscar category for quite some time now, so I'm thinking, like, if it's Damien Chazelle, we're obviously going to get another Oscar-worthy film. I mean, but then again, we never know. Some directors can go very strong at the very beginning, and then they just plummet out of nowhere, so hopefully this movie's still good, and Damien Chazelle, I'm rooting for you, and please also give a lot of screen time to Tobey Maguire, because I also noticed that he is in this film, so please at least give him the supporting role. I love Toby. Now, another fresh Hollywood director that's making a name for himself in the city is Robert Eggers, and that would be The Northman. Now, this movie actually shockingly made my top 10 list because I didn't know that this movie was actually going to come out this year at all, or I didn't even know that this movie existed in general because, don't get me wrong, I love Robert Eggers. I thought The Lighthouse was terrific, and I think The Witch is a fantastic horror film, although I know audiences don't like it, critics love it, but this is the one time I actually had to side with the critics and say that that was a terrific film. It was very chilling to the bone, but I think this director is promising as well. So, and the fact that this is a Viking revenge movie about a prince who's going after somebody who killed his father, I'm thinking like, okay, this is something similar to Gladiator in some ways, but I'm like, you know, Robert Eggers, he could do something different. And I am a sucker for revenge movies as long as they're good and told in a more artistic and meaningful way. But if they're just plain action, there's no point of it, and there's not even a good story or not even good action in general, then I have no purpose of it. But this movie did make the list. I am very looking forward to this film. Now, coming in at number 7 is Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans. Now, I just have to say it, hands down, Steven Spielberg is the GOAT of filmmaking. No one can touch him, well, at least in my personal opinion. I think he is the greatest filmmaker of all time, and his films have just captivated audiences for all these decades, and he still does to this day. Now, I don't think recently his most recent films were as good as they were back in the old days, but I think what changed my mind about it was the fact that I saw West Side Story. Like, literally, no joke, I'm always on my playlist. I'm playing songs from West Side Story all the time. I'm literally learning the lyrics by heart, and I just can't I'm just pretty much obsessed with it. Like, even my friends, I'm pretty sure they're getting annoyed about it, but hey, I'm a theater kid. I love what Spielberg did with that film, and I'm actually very looking forward to this movie as well. And the fact that it stars Michelle Williams, Seth Rogen, and Paul Dano. Thank you, Paul Dano. That guy is underrated, and I'm so glad he's finally getting the respect that he deserves. I loved him in Prisoners. He was fantastic in There Will Be Blood, and I was like, you're finally coming into Batman, and now you're going to be in a Steven Spielberg film. I'm like, finally, finally credit is due. So Spielberg, hopefully that this is another Oscar-worthy film to come out this year because it is coming out in late 2022. So hopefully, I'd like to see you one day win an Oscar with my very own eyes because I know you won it back in 1998 when I was born, but I was like, I actually want to see it now since you're someone that I admire a lot. So hopefully for that. Now, coming in at number 6 is the only MCU film in the entire top 10 list, and that would be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I wasn't going to put a lot of these movies from the MCU into the top 10, but I'm thinking, like, you know what? After, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but after when I saw No Way Home, I'm like, yep, I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange, all right? And also the fact that Sam freaking Raimi is back working with Marvel movies. I mean, this guy directed Spider-Man 2. It's literally one of the greatest superhero movies of all time, and I'm so glad that he's back in the directing chair. And even working with Kevin Feige, so I want to see what happens. And I know we've seen trailers already with the whole what if Supreme Doctor Strange, and we're trying to know what this whole multiverse of madness is. Are they going to see other characters from the other movies, from the other Marvel movies that haven't showed up yet? I've been hearing rumors saying that we could get Ben Affleck's Daredevil or an alternate version of Tony Stark. We don't know because the multiverse can go anywhere, and so fingers crossed. I really wouldn't be surprised. Now, I really don't put a lot of animated films in my top 10 list because it's usually just Disney stuff, but this is the one time I'm actually looking very forward to a Disney movie, and that's Lightyear. Oh my god, this trailer blew me away because I was like, okay, I didn't like Toy Story 4, but Lightyear? You surprised me because thank God that you're not doing any more sequels, well, that I know of for now. But you're doing something more based off of the, like, what created the toy line of Buzz Lightyear. So you're coming up with this whole brand new idea. It's written by Pete Docter, and I don't know who the director is. I think it's a newcomer. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, without Tim Allen, we're having Chris Evans play Buzz Lightyear. So I'm like, yeah, Captain America is Buzz. So I'm like, okay, I guess I can deal with that. Since the fact that this is not the actual toy line, it's not Tim Allen. It's based off the real fictional character that inspired the toy line. I was like, I can see that happening. So yeah, we just gotta see what happens. But I just hate that part when they just skip over to that trailer and they go to infinity. And coming in at number 4 is the Flash movie. This is the only DCEU film that made my top 10 just only because this is going to be one heck of a film. I've been knowing about this film for years, and I knew something big like this was going to happen, but I just never thought that we were going to get it now. Now, I've heard a lot of rumors about this film and a lot of speculation. How people have been saying that it's going to take away all the Zack Snyder films and erase Henry Cavill's Superman and Ben Affleck's Batman, and it's shocking everybody. People are getting pissed off, but to be honest, guys, you didn't know that was coming? Because that's the whole point of Flashpoint. Like, it is done like it is in the comics. Flashpoint is to reboot everything so you can have a clean slate. So I'm thinking like, oh, so they didn't like Zack Snyder's work. They're going to come with a clean out slate and then just start off with a whole brand new start. So I was like, I kind of had this in my mind for about a few years already. So I knew this was going to happen. I guess some people just didn't know that it was, but you know, maybe I just predicted it a little too early. I don't know. But even if the rumors are true, if they're going to get rid of Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck, that's going to be sad because Henry had so much potential. And Ben Affleck is my personal favorite Batman live action for now. But I know we have Michael Keaton coming back, and he's going to play an older version of Batman. He's even going to be a Batgirl, so I just want to see how are they going to take away Ben Affleck's version and put Michael Keaton as the main Batman of the DCEU, and what's going to happen to Superman, we don't know, but we just gotta wait until a trailer comes out. So coming in at number 3, we have my most anticipated animated film of 2022, and that goes to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Yes, I love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That is literally one of the greatest, it is the greatest Marvel animated film I've ever seen. None of it ever comes close. And I'm like, thank you, God, that we're finally having another movie towards this film because I'm like, there's so much potential. It stars Miles Morales again. I don't know how they're going to do it again because I thought they're going to do one multiverse movie because I'm like, how many multiverse movies can you do? But instead, we were getting Spider-Man from the year 2099. Miles Morales is coming back. We have Spider-Gwen. Pretty much the whole cast is coming back. So I just adored that. I just adored all the characters. So I'm like, please, just give me more. Okay, I'm either gonna get very hated on this one, or I'm gonna be a little skeptic about this one. But this is coming at number 2. Please don't hate me on this. Is going to Avatar 2. Yes, I know. Can I at least have my reason? I know a bunch of you might not like the idea of it being in the top 10, because I know it's Avatar. People don't talk about that anymore. It's like overrated. It shouldn't be the highest grossing movie of all time. But you know, there's only 2 words that actually make me anticipate it for this film. James Cameron. This guy literally knows what he's doing. He has created 2 of the greatest sequels of all time, which is Aliens and Terminator 2 Judgment Day. There's no doubt about it that James Cameron knows what he's doing. And also the fact that it's been over 10 years. I'm pretty sure he's had enough time to develop this whole new world that we have never seen before. And for God's sakes, he didn't even, this is not even just for one movie. He's literally wrote out an entire script for 3 more movies to come out. And the technology has advanced so much to the point, and you know how James Cameron is. He loves pushing the boundaries of technology. And I would love to see being in awe and in theater inspired, trying to go inside a dark room and see how well the technology has advanced. Point being is that he has not disappointed us when it comes to sequels. He's already had his first one with Aliens. He had it with Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And is it possible that this one could fail? I mean, it can. I mean, not saying it's impossible, but it's just that based on his track record, hopefully this is going to be the one where I'm like, yep, I like James Cameron. We underestimated you, but please make a good movie. And coming in at number 1, my most anticipated film of 2022. Should we get a drum roll, please? Yes? All right. The Batman. Were you guys really surprised? I mean, it's literally been talked about in every YouTube channel that everyone's been saying that it's the Batman, the Batman, the Batman, the Batman. It's like, was mine gonna be any different from that? So I'm like, yeah, the Batman. This is my most anticipated film of the year. It's directed by Matt Reeves, and hopefully for the best that Robert Pattinson becomes the best Batman that we've ever had and surpasses Ben Affleck. Because I really do believe in Robert Pattinson. I didn't think that when he was cast as Batman, some people were giving him hate, and I had some friends calling him, "Oh wait, the Twilight guy? He's Batman?" I'm like, come on, he's improved so much over the years that I can't believe some people still think about like that in the past. I mean, actors can improve from then on. And it's just terrific casting. The trailer looks amazing. It is coming also on my birthday, so please don't let this be the only film that gets delayed, because this would be a nice birthday gift, you know, Batman. So Warner Brothers, stay on March 4th. I really appreciate that. So yeah, that's pretty much my top 10 most anticipated films of 2022. Were there any films that I mentioned that you probably didn't like or you did like? Were there any films that I never mentioned? And if you have a completely different list, comment down below in the comment section down below. And as usual, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe here to check out more content. Until then, I'll see you next video.